Squid Game. How many of you guys have watched Squid Game? All right. How many? Tell me. And did you like it? Did you like the squids? Do I have to leave? I'm not going to lie to you. This is going to be a spoiler warning, okay? They're going to be talking about Squid Game, and some of it may get spoiled. So I don't want you to feel bad if it gets spoiled, okay? You have been warned. Yeah, Squirt Games. All right, so one person we haven't touched on in a little while, we haven't done a little wellness check on, has been Timothy Daniel Poole. Tim Poole. And so riding off the backs of the now critically acclaimed Squirt Game, he had a podcast and he decided, you know what, let's talk about Squid Game, because Squid Game is in a very big genre of critiques of modern society, critiques of capitalism, the way we structure society, money in society, corruption, stuff like that. Cool stuff, right? We love it. We love it when people critique the system in capitalism, because that's what we do as a job. Now, we all know Tim Poole's critiques aren't necessarily that good, and his political analysis is, oh my gosh, I was gonna be something to be desired, but everything is to be desired when it comes to his political analysis. So take that for how you will. He made a new episode of his podcast, and it's titled "Hit New TV Show Squid Game is actually a critique of communism and not capitalism as the creator intended." So actually, Tim Poole is smarter, more big brain than the actual creator of the show. He's coming out, he knows what's better than the writer of the show. He knows what's up. This is really communism, okay? It's really communism. It's like China, it's the USSR, this is Marx. It's crazy, right? Crazy, but definitely not capital. Definitely not capitalism today. There's nothing in Squid Game that's anything like capitalism today, right? So let's see what Tim Poole has to say about Squirt Game and his incredible political analysis. I'm really excited. Communism in the Squirt Game. There's no way Tim actually got some. Oh no, that's why he's making this, because there's no way he definitely didn't get the message. Period. The message in these shows completely go over these guys' heads.
I want to talk about Squid Game.
Yeah,
we should talk about Squid Game.
Yeah.
What about it?
So I think Squid Game is. I don't think it's overtly political. Apparently, you were telling me, Gary, that it was there's a political message in Squid Game.
Yeah, the writer, at least that's what he said.
My takeaway from it was communism bad. That was my takeaway from it.
How? Right off the bat. How? How did we get here? How did we get here? How did you get that? I don't understand. My brain cells are having a 49 state landslide right now. I don't like it. We're jumping in deep. Yeah, we're jumping into the deep end of the pool. There's no overt political. Yeah, and the fact that there's no overt political message, the whole thing was political. What are you talking about? Just my bad. I'm sorry. When these people say no overt political messaging, what they mean is there's no gay people, there's no black people, and that's basically it. They talked about ageism, sexism, poverty, wealth gap, disparity, all of these things. Yeah, being an immigrant, what's happening? How can you sit here and talk about how this is communism? What's happening, man? I'm losing my goddamn mind. But okay. Yeah, xenophobia was in it too, but apparently it's not overtly political. Okay, bud.
So what was it about? You mentioned that the creator had said something and it was
the creator called it a fable for modern day capitalism, but also for life and the competitiveness of life. And that message, it's not subtle at the end, which I won't ruin for anybody, but it's not subtle at the end. And that messaging was there, and some people can't get past it, and I understand that. But I thought it was a damn good story.
But what was the messaging? What do you think the message conveyed?
Well, it's a cold and cruel system. There in that fable, there is no resolution except for at the end they create their own enemy, quote unquote. But that's what I got out of it.
All right. Just for context, okay, because those of you that are sticking around, even though we told you spoilers are here, I'm going to give you the quick breakdown of the show. It's a bunch of desperate people in debt. And then all of a sudden they get an opportunity to play in a game. But the game is brutal and you die in it. But if you don't, you win. I think it's equivalent of US 35 to 40 million dollars is the translation. So it's 45 billion Korean won or something. Now we're going to get into, again, I warned you, spoilers. I think the whole thing is the perfect example of somebody who thinks they're opposing capitalism, but just makes communism and wokeness look really, really dumb.
How do you get wokeness in here? It's everything. Wokeness is in everything. Wokeness is everywhere. Is that what he's hiding under the beanie? Is it wokeness? Who opened Pandora's woke box and is just like spread amongst the public and rains down like manna from heaven and corrupts everything that it touches? What are you talking about? Where's wokeness come in? Is caring about women and old people wokeness? Is caring about your like family wokeness? What's happening? Wokeness leads to death. I'm losing my goddamn mind. This man has zero good takes in his heart. I don't know how a system where people in crippling debt in a capitalist system who get like, they're like payday lenders, and there are people like hunting you down and making you sign contracts to like that they'll like purloin your organs if you don't pay them back. What's happening? Like abject poverty in like a massive system where they get used as playthings for like rich people the entire time. Like what's happening? How is this communism? Wait, I have to figure this out because apparently Tim Pool, God genius, political and media analyst, knows more than even the writer of the show does herself. All right, because she's a dumb idiot wokeoid, and she doesn't understand how this is actually wokeness's fault.
And the show ends up being, in my opinion, more anti-communist than anything. So one of the big themes in the show is that everyone is equal. They all enter the game as equals, and they're allowed to play as equals. And there's an arc in the show where it's like somebody violates the equality, and so they kill him. And they were like, that's the worst thing you could have done is strip the equality. But now, here's how the show ends. You've been warned. In this equal system, everyone dies but one person who gets all of the money. Huh. Okay, so that doesn't sound to me like capitalism. In capitalism, we recognize not everybody is equal. Not everybody does have an equal chance. We do want equal opportunity, but some people are poor and some people are rich. In this system, everyone is wearing the same clothes in the same room, being brutalized by the powers that ultimately result in one person having all the wealth and everyone dying. That is not...
Listen, in capitalism, everyone is equal. Just rich people are a little bit more equal, okay? The game is literally an allegory for capitalism. One person gets to the... Yeah, the whole game is about stepping on as many people as possible to get to the top. How is that not capitalism?
One person who gets all of the money. Huh. Okay, so that doesn't sound to me like capitalism. In capitalism, we recognize not everybody is equal. Not everybody does have an equal chance. We do want equal opportunity, but some people are poor and some people are rich. In this system, everyone is wearing the same clothes in the same room, being brutalized by the powers that ultimately result in one person having all the wealth and everyone dying. That is not capitalism. In capitalism, there's too much food. People are morbidly obese, and there are homeless people who are fat. In communism, everybody wears the same clothes. They have limited access to anything. They get garbage food every day. They're like, okay, the game's over. Here's the food you get. And they get trash. Yeah.
I'm losing my goddamn mind, man. I'm losing my absolute fucking mind. See, actually, in capitalism, everyone is able to eat. In capitalism, there is no hunger. Did you guys know that? Did you guys know that there is no food shortage in capitalism? There is no starvation in capitalism. There's no like lack of good food. Here's the thing. Even the people who are able to get food, good food is one thing that's that's incredibly different, okay? So for one, the idea that people don't starve is laughable, especially in other countries who are being abused by like the, imperial core and massive capitalist industry and like used and abused until they drain them of nothing. And those guys who are also capitalists, they definitely don't get the other end of the stick. But listen, 1776, America is not only the greatest country to ever exist, it is the only country to exist, okay? And so only us exist. We have no hunger. Wait a second. Do you remember that picture where it's in like Brazil and one side is slums and then there's a big wall and then it's like high rises and like pretty white buildings, and then the meme is like communist leaders, communist people, and then but it's a capitalist country and it's just capitalist. it's what they imagine communism to be. but we're talking about what capitalism is today. It's great how they like imagine like socialism, capitalism to be so much worse, so much like more awful, when all of the things that we're talking about that are happening today, right now, literally right now. There's so many places in this country where you're not able to get like nutritious food. I can't tell you the millions of people in this country who go food shopping at Dollar General. Okay, please tell me what it's like to eat freaking Salisbury steak day in and day out. That's what you eat, Salisbury steak. There's a reason why so many people are obese, because they don't have good food to eat, man. I'm sorry, Stouffer's isn't going to like fill people up and make them and lead them to have a good life to be able to go on in the world. They just get really obese and sad. It's not good for mental health. It's not good for physical health. But apparently this is communism, actually. And apparently in communism, I forgot that like Marx wrote, when the communism comes, brothers, we will all wear the same shirts and we will all eat the poo-poo food. Okay, sure, buddy. I guess, because that's what it is, right? Salisbury steak expired, and bread bangs hard. Yes, like you get the little bread that you get the frozen bread that you have to throw in the microwave, and then if you don't eat it within like 2 minutes of it leaving the microwave, it turns into like a solid fucking brick, and then you have to like grind it into sawdust and then eat it with a spoon. Yeah, definitely not capitalism, right?
And they're fighting each other because they're starving. That to me is an indictment of communism. And if this guy who made the show is actually like, it's actually capitalism that's bad, I'm like, it just goes to show this is a person who made a great show but was really dumb and didn't understand they were actually critiquing communism.
It's like,
I don't fucking understand it. I don't get it. Are people not starving today? I don't get it. How do you not get it? Over all of the fucking people that these massive media, he spends his life, his livelihood is built off of complaining about how massive media conglomerations have like trampled everyone. They're now abusing people and can say who gets to speak and who doesn't, and who's able to have a job on the internet and who doesn't. And now he's sitting here and saying it's not the system that he's in. The second the critique comes of the system that's not from the right, not from him, he's like, wait, this doesn't exist. Wait, no, it's not real. Wait, no, it's incredible. It's like it's almost like he never actually cared and it's just a political tool for him to use. Wow. Yeah, his brain isn't smooth. The worms have completely, there is no brain left. The worms have eaten his brain, and his brain has been completely replaced with brain worms. Just a wriggling mass of like fucking worms that when they slide past each other make small electric impulses that gets sent down to his spinal cord, but whatever's left of it in the back of his head. And that's how he's been running that's how he's been running ever since he started his YouTube channel. That's it, bro. That's the only thing that's happening. Trying to think about what he said. I did think about what he said, and it's pretty dumb. Communism is when Adidas and Nikes. Capitalism is when Adidas and Nikes. Communism is when school uniforms. That's true. Communism is when school uniforms. With his poo-poo worm brain. This is incredible to me.
like they took him out of a capitalistic system where they were doing pretty bad to a communistic system where they were doing really, really bad and were executed by the state, which usually happens under communism.
I'm gonna... Where's my gun? Not in here. Going offline, guys. Bro, I'm just shocked. I'm shocked. Yeah, time for the sewer. I'm getting my like supreme crowbar because I'm gonna like open the manhole, okay? Take off the man cover and slide into that sewer. What do I do? How do you say you watch a show and you've paid such little attention? I read Squid Game. I didn't watch it. I read it. And I still know that's not true. Here's the crazy thing, okay? They're like, oh, they took them from a capitalist system where they were doing bad, I guess. You're only being hunted by debtors for your organs. And your mom is dying and you guys live and you have a crippling gambling addiction. And so they take them from this capitalist system that's bad, I guess, and put them into the communist system, which is so much worse. Bro, they let them out. After the first game, they let them out. They can vote to say if they want to quit the game. There's a book? No, but I read I read part of the script and a summary. They voted to leave. Here's the thing that they're missing. They voted to leave and then they left. They returned to their real lives. And guess what happened? They realized their old lives were worse. So they came back. How do you think the other part of the game happens? They didn't take them there. They went there on their own volition because the system that they were in was so bad. They just had to come back. There was nothing out there for them. They were dead anyways. They were like, if I stay out there, I'm dead. At least in here, I have an opportunity to move on, an opportunity to win money. And if I don't, well, I tried, because the system out there was no way out. And so people who have all of the wealth in society, all of the money in society, see this system and don't use their money, don't use their wealth, don't use their influence to make it better. They play a game with their lives, toy with them until they're all dead. They'll leave or they're dead. This is not a communist system. What is he brought up to say it's a communist system yet? They eat bad food. They say they're all equal, which they absolutely weren't. Many of the games prove that they were not equal. They can't be equal because many of them lost. They knew that they were not equal in many of the games. Many of the games where people said, like, wasn't there like the scene? Wasn't it the tug of war scene where it was like, oh, we have one woman and one other person. The rest of them have to be men. Like, and they're like, statistically speaking, men will be stronger. The women are just worse. But they lost. They gleaned nothing from this show. Nothing. It just slid off their perfectly smooth, frictionless brain and just off into space, just gone. It's wild to me. Like this show can't beat you over the head more of how anti-capitalist it is. It can't. It literally can't. The only way it does it better is if the showrunner themselves steps in front of the camera and goes, capitalism is bad, as you see here. That's what that analogy is for, and this is what that analogy is for. Just completely ruin the show just to point it out. But maybe even then they wouldn't get it. Maybe even then they wouldn't understand. Who knows? It's wild. They admitted that night was designed to pick off the weak. Yeah, it was designed to pick off what the fuck are you talking about? It was sexism, ageism, xenophobia. What are you talking about, man? I'm losing my mind.
I mean,
for like childish whims.
Exactly, and that's literally what happens under communism. Look up, what happened in China, what happened in Russia, what happened in Europe as well. So there's a long history. There's a long context to people just being purged, taken away. Another very interesting aspect of that.
Yes. Except in capitalist society, hey guys, we all know here in America there was never a purging of people, right? Like never. I mean. They came here and they just kind of spread across the land. It was almost like it was their destiny, right? And they manifested it. They manifested their destiny of sprawling across America or something, right? It was a trail. They used many, there was a big trail, and I don't know. I mean, there may be a couple of tiers, something along those lines. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe killing all of the buffaloes to wipe out the Native American population, or maybe that was all communism. Who knows? Maybe that was all communism. I don't know. Well, what could happen? Who knows? Who could have seen this coming? Or the capitalist system that was like Nazi Germany too. And sorry, yes, that was still a capitalist system. Some of their industry was nationalized, but I'm sorry, during wartime in America, our industry gets nationalized too. It's just so weird. It was literally random. You just get stuck with the umbrella moldings. Yeah, like none of the games were specifically meant to like be unfair, weed out weak people and just torture them. Yeah, the Bengal famine of 1943. There's never been a famine under capitalism. Just don't click this link. Whoa, what is this wild link? Oh my gosh, what is this crazy link? The Bengal famine of 1943 was a famine of the Bengal province in British India. What? An estimated 2.1 to 3 million people died out of the 60 million people. 1.2 to 3 million died. What? That's crazy. They died of starvation, malaria, and other diseases aggravated by malnutrition and population displacement. What? That's fucking. Who could have seen? Oh my gosh, really? What? People died in capitalism? What? I'm losing it, dude. Who could have seen this coming? What? Oh my gosh. It's so much worse when people don't see American Psycho satire. Capitalism is when too much food. Capitalism is when people fat.
Story is the masks that the very rich people were wearing were kind of similar to the same masks that the Rothschilds were pictured wearing at some of their.
Excuse me? The what?
Aspect of that story is the masks that the very rich people were wearing were kind of similar to the same masks that the Rothschilds were pictured wearing at some of their private parties and galas a couple decades ago. So I saw that right away. I was like, wait, that's the elites doing this.
What? It's just a masquerade. Have you ever heard of a masquerade before? Hello? Rothschild, are you JQing right now? Are you Jewish questioning? Like elites? Excuse me? Who's on this show? What's happening? I'm Elizabeth. What's happening? I'm scared. I'm so scared right now. Yeah, capitalism is when no healthcare and you need to pick yourself up by your bootstraps. Pick yourself up by bootstraps. I don't know. Ever heard of like slavery? Ever heard of like what happened with the Congo? Is he JQing? It seems like he's JQing a little bit. It seems like he's dropping a little bit of a JQ on us. Is the Rothschilds. They were like a rich family. They were also Jewish. And a lot of conspiracy theorists say that they were like running the world, orchestrating to bring about communism or something. There's a whole like history that goes on to there. And it links very closely with like anti-Semitism, Jewish people running the world sort of dipshittery. It's mostly Nazis who believe stuff like that. It's pronounced Rothschilds. I don't care. Thomas Jefferson was a communist, actually. Many people are saying this. Yeah, a masquerade party has been associated with like rich people, like a big like rich people thing where they don't want to show their identity, and they're this like maskless, soulless force that are just using people below them as their toys. Like that's literally the entire thing. That's the entire thing, is just for rich people's amusement. How is this in any way not analogous to the system that we're in right now? How?
And I thought of the movie more of a critique about the ruling elites, because it's essentially, again, spoiler alert, rich people coming together to watch the average poor people, struggling people kill each other over money. And there's some important kind of parallels there. The movie, I'm sorry.
Is this guy drunk? Holy crap.
And there's some important kind of parallels there.
Parallels. I've never heard someone's pronounce parallels like that before in my life. Oh geez, man. You see, Robert E. Lee was a communist and Lincoln was the capitalist. Ah, yes.
The movie, the series is kind of gory. So if you're sensitive to that stuff, I wouldn't watch it. I watched it. I was like, Tim, you got to watch it. You're like, but you watched it, and it is very thought provoking. It is very emotional. And it definitely pulls at the heartstrings in many different ways.
I looked this up. Luke, you ain't kidding.
What is this?
There's a bunch of photos from this Rothschilds party where they're all wearing these masks that are similar to the Squid Game thing.
Yeah.
What's happening? What the fuck is happening? What does this mean? They were also capitalists. They got their money from capitalism. What's happening? I don't understand. Like, I hate my life, man. Why must I be in this stuff? Man, only if I would have gotten big off of being a gaming streamer, you know? So many times throughout history, masquerades have been associated with like rich people, exuberant wealth, hiding their identities and like the soullessness that comes with it. But man, what am I even supposed to say here? Wait, I get it now? Wait, have we reached a breakthrough? Oh, what's up, please? I'm hungry. Hi, Shark. Hello. Understand people who are doing capitalism in the communist society. Cock off China. Whoa, calm down now. Calm down now. They're doing communism is masks. To the whole mask mandates are You really think they're going to compare like masks to like mask mandates with communism with a masquerade? Really? You think they're that stupid? You never saw Eyes Wide Shut? I don't know what that is. Stanley Kubrick? Who is that? Is that a producer? Horror movie. I don't watch horror movies. I was born, it was in 1999. What was the year I was born? Stanley Kubrick on the 1926 novella. Okay. It said that he like made it. So I guess he's like a movie director, producer. Something like that. Director of The Shining. I did watch The Shining a while ago. No, why are you trying to ban me? I'm sorry. 2001 Space Odyssey. I never saw that. Why are you trying to ban me? I'm sorry I don't watch like freaking media. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Why do people bully me when I don't know media? I'm sorry. I didn't grow up like you. I played video games. I don't need to know who Stanley Kubrick is. You guys tell me who it is anyways, and then you guys get mad at me. It features the masquerade orgy. All right then. People are so mean to me. I log on and just get bullied. I log on to literally just get bullied. Man, watch a movie? I don't care. I don't want to. I want to play my video games. I read about politics and I play video games. I don't want to watch a movie. I didn't even want to watch Squid Game. That's why I read it. I don't want to. I actually have zero. There's not a single thing in my body that makes me want to watch any piece of media at this moment in time. I don't even listen to music right now. I am movie phobic, okay? I'm allergic to movies. This is a part of my ADHD, and you're being ableist right now. Fuck you. You're being ableist right now. Stop. Check your privilege. Check your ableism. I just want to play video games. Everything else is really lame. I didn't say it's really lame. I just said I didn't want to watch it. There's a difference between I didn't want to watch Squid Game. I read it and it seemed like it was a very good piece of media. I said I recommend it. Watch it. Not even music. No. Typically when I'm like alone, I just put on. I have like a pair of noise canceling headphones. When I'm like chilling, I just put these on, and I typically I'm either listening to a gaming video, or I just leave them on and then put the noise canceling on and then just like walk around in complete silence. Do you listen to music? Yeah, I listen to all my music at 2x speed. Everything is turned to hyper pop for me. Stop the stun lock. We are being stun locked right now. You're right. Moving on. I forgot what we were talking about. Anyways, oh yeah. Tim Pool's entire crew doing like basically the JQ. Okay, got him.
But that's probably what he was doing, the creator.
Yeah,
it was a guy, right, who created it. I'm saying.
Well, the story. I'm hearing a lot of different. I'm hearing a lot of different reports about this guy saying that he lost a bunch of teeth because of the stress during the production of this movie. I heard that he tried to get this movie done for years and it kept getting denied. So
the series, you mean?
Yeah. The series. But yeah, I remember seeing those masks, automatically thinking, wait. I saw these masks before. They're at the private gallows and private meetings of the super rich that already do take place when you do look at the very powerful people in our world that manipulate the system for their own personal benefit.
He's got it. He's doing it. I don't know why he had to connect it to Jewish people, but he's so close. He's so no, and like most of the world's capitalists. You're right. You're right there, bud. You're right there. He's right there. He's on the cusp. He's right there. Please. Just one. There's like 3 more steps that you need to take. Maybe even just 2. Please. In the capitalist system, you're right. How can you be right and so wrong? I don't know how you can be right and so wrong at the same time. He's like getting there, but from like almost a Nazi angle. It's so weird.
This way. Capitalism isn't the problem. Communism doesn't exist. It's just this idealized system. We might as well call it unicornism.
Wait. I'm being jokerified. What's happening? So this is a critique of communism, even though this does happen in the real world, but communism doesn't exist, but the poverty and starvation do exist, but it's not capitalism's fault.
The real problem is corruption and corporatism. And the left says capitalism when they mean corporatism.
I think that's exactly the problem. I think that's what he's doing with the masks. He thinks that the Rothschilds embody capitalism. They do not. No. They embody elitism.
They're the biggest promoters and pushers of communism and destroyers of actual real free markets.
The fuck is happening? I actually didn't expect this to take such a crazy turn. Like my brain is just like a continuous series of question marks. They are like almost going full JQ with this one. That's wild. Okay, for one, what enabled them to become elitists? What was it? Well, what enabled them to do it? Capitalism. You can say the government helped out, but at the end of the day, what let them get all that money was the private ownership. It was the capital. Them acquiring all of that capital is due to capitalism. Them having the power to be that elite. I'm sorry. You can't just be like capitalism is only actually when only people buy and trade and the government isn't ever involved ever. You know what happens then? Slavery. You can go take a look at some countries that don't have any like government regulation when it comes to like what's happening on and how and when you can trade. They're like open slave markets and massive crazy oligarchs that rule like feudal lords. It's not a good meme. It's bad, actually. There's a reason why there's no country in the world who wants to ever have like a full capitalist country, because it's terrible. Capitalism leads to corporatism. It leads to elitism. What are you talking about right now? You can't say the products of your system isn't the system's fault. You can't just look at the symptoms and then say it's not the disease that's actually the problem. it's so interesting watching their brains tick away.
Another interesting aspect was the fat guy. I mean, he looked almost exactly like Newt Gingrich. I talked to Newt Gingrich a couple times. I went up to him, asked him straight up to his face, hey, what did you do at the Bohemian Grove when you shipped in specifically male prostitutes? And he was sweating up a storm. I did this like 5 times to him. He really doesn't like being asked those questions, but we got to understand here, there is some level of reality when it comes to super rich people coming together.
What the fuck is he talking about? So in the show, there was a fat guy and he looked like Newt Gingrich, and Newt Gingrich has sex with male prostitutes. For one, good for him. And 2, who cares? What is this tangent? Oh, wait. I'm Joe Biden and I forgot this message. Okay, that is a little funny. It's poorly put together, but it is funny. Yeah, we all know communism is when you have sex with men. Isn't that right? Are they going to talk about the globo homo? Are you guys plotting to take over the world? He was trying to get a blowjob from one of the male waiters. Oh, you're right. He is like the fat American version of Putin. Vladimir Putin, post-propaganda. This guy, Tim Pool's show, is basically Russia right now. Basically oligarch Russia. So there's a bunch of rich people telling me that I should be doing more capitalism and paying them more money. Interesting.
In the middle of the woods doing very weird things. That does happen. It's called the Bohemian Grove. There's also other kind of secret societies and offshoots to these secret societies.
Remember when
this guy's crazy.
Conspiracy theory?
Yeah, they said it didn't exist. They said it didn't exist a few years ago.
Remember
and I was there at the meetings, be like, it's here, it's happening. They're like, no, he's crazy.
Remember when they sent that
he is crazy.
From the Guardian down?
You are crazy. You brought up the Rothschilds. You are crazy. I'm sorry. Nobody is under the illusion that rich people don't do shady bad shit. Everybody knows this, but you are in fact crazy. Like, okay. All right. He's the same face as Putin. He does look like Putin's chubby twin brother, you know? Who is this person? I have no fucking clue. Tim, Ian, and Luke? I don't know. He's either Ian or... Well, he's not Ian. I think he's Luke. I think this is Luke. Linda. Gab? Instagram? Incredible. Incredible shit. That's the wrong number. Oh, it's this guy. Holy crap, this guy is fucking crazy. Who's him? He's like, he talks about media. Imagine the quartering.
Wow. I don't know if I want to live in that.
Oh no, this is a different guy. This is the other guy. I don't know who this guy is then. They didn't link him. They didn't link this guy. He's nowhere to be seen. I don't know, maybe, I don't know who he is. Nerdrotic is a liar? Of course he's a liar. He's sitting next to Tim Pool. I refuse to imagine the quartering. Yeah, my bad. The fact that he brought up the rich Jewish family and not one of the many non-Jewish rich families in power is super sus. Oh no, that's why I was like, oh yeah, it's super sus. Whoa, this is just like the Rothschilds. Okay, his information. He gets off of 8chan and claims it's his Hollywood Insider. That is hilarious. Yeah, it's my Hollywood Insider. 8chan.
He was really angry.
Charlie Skelton. He came there to make fun. He's now my friend. Charlie Skelton was sent down there by the Guardian to make fun of the people outside. They sent him down there. He's like, there's a bunch of loonies. There's a bunch of crazies. He literally got followed everywhere, assaulted by police officers. They raided his hotel room. Wow. They raided my hotel room. The police officers acted like the Gestapo against any journalist trying to do any real reporting against the Bilderberg Group, and he came out of it shook, saying, hey.
Bilderberg Group. Wait. Why do I get a bad feeling that he's doing another Jewish thing? Yeah, it's the Build-A-Bear group. It's fucking Build-A-Bear, man. Bilderberg. Bilderberg meeting, also known as Bilderberg Group, is an annual conference established in 1954 to foster dialogue between Europe and North America. The group's agenda, originally to prevent another world war, is now defined as bolstering a consensus around the free market Western capitalism and interests around the globe. Guys, this isn't capitalism, man. It's totally not capitalism. That's why there's a massive group here to bring together the massive world powers to do more capitalism. Free market Western capitalism. And this is communism. How hard do you need to be like beat over the head that this is capitalism for you to understand it? Apparently way harder than this. Criticism and conspiracy theories. Wait, partly because of the working methods to ensure strict privacy and secrecy, the Bilderberg Group has been criticized for their lack of transparency and accountability. This enclosed the nature of the proceedings has given rise to several conspiracy theories. Okay, cool. Which has been popular at the time on both extremes of the political spectrum. Although the disagreement, the exact nature of the group's intentions, some on the left accuse Bilderberg Group of conspiring to impose capitalist domination. Well, that's just true. While the right have accused them of conspiring to impose a world government and planned economy. Okay, I see. Bro, they meet in a hotel in the woods. How more evil can they get? Was he there? Was it raining and there was like a lightning strike and like a crow was outside and it went, caw! Its existence in global governance, and it's not acting in the interest of the whole. An article written by The Guardian 2017 criticized the worldview expressed in the agenda pushed by the Bilderberg Group. This is fucking peak capitalism, man. This is peak capitalism. They're like massive. This is literally the fucking, this is Squid Game. He's like actually talking about Squid Game and he's like, this is communism. I'm losing my mind. Yes. Yes. I love it. I love it when capitalists point at capitalism and say it's communism. It's my favorite thing in the world. Look there's more communism and it's just more capitalism. It's incredible.
I thought these guys were crazy. I came here to make fun of them. These guys are honest. I'm being followed by police everywhere I go, and they're literally trying to arrest me for just trying to take a photo of David Rockefeller and Henry Kissinger walking down the street together. I got arrested at Bilderberg way too many times too.
Bro, what are you doing there to get arrested so many times, bro? This is my thing. Like, oh my gosh. Wait, this video has gone way more off the rails than I ever expected.
And it wasn't real. It said it was a conspiracy
it doesn't
theory.
Exist.
And it's like you could literally just stand there and be like, here it is. And they'd be like, sorry, sir, it's a private event. It's the Bilderberg, group meeting. And then you look in the newspaper and it's like, nope, not a real thing.
Yep, doesn't exist.
Bye-bye.
Crazy.
Yeah, I remember there being like this.
Nobody denies that the Bilderberg meeting exists. I'm sorry, they're just not communist overlords trying to overthrow capitalism and install a planned Jewish economy or something, okay? That's not what's happening. Two very different things, actually. Communism is when your behavior is too questionable for the elite billionaire pedophile. Yeah, imagine you being so sus that elite billionaire pedophiles are like, get this guy out of here. That's when you know you've gone down the wrong path.
This is absolutely absurd. But when really rich people do come together, they do really weird stuff. And there's a lot of weird stuff that I even experienced at Bilderberg. There's even weirder stuff happening at the Bohemian Grove. And this is some of the stuff we know about. What about the stuff we don't know about? So I thought this was a perfect time to talk about the bigger elements of these elites who do very sinister things. So that was the larger conversation of.
He's literally explaining Squid Game in real life.
Criticism is always.
He's unironically explaining Squid Game in real life and then saying it's communism.
Is the corrupt elites. I don't, when they talk about.
Yeah, for one, he's literally a stalker. Apparently he's been stalking these people and then he gets arrested for following them. Incredible. At least they're consistent. Yeah, that's true.
Like, communism. They never actually implement it because it's not possible. It's impossible to do. And then when they criticize, when the left criticizes capitalism, they're really just angry. They're elites with centralized power, able to do really messed up things and get away with it because of how much power they've accumulated. That's not what capitalism is supposed to represent either.
Oh, I get it. I see. It's so clear to me now. Okay, when communism fails, that's because it's cringe. When capitalism fails, we just have some hiccups in the road. Oh, wait, so you're telling me the bourgeois are coming together for their own personal game to basically play with poor people's lives to make more money for them and or for their entertainment? Huh, that sounds familiar. What do you guys think?
And the problem is communism doesn't exist, right? They say that every time they try it, they get some weird form of, genocidal authoritarianism. Yeah. Capitalism at its root is just people with capital from their work can reinvest that into making more projects. However, in our current system, which mixes it, we end up with a lot of corruption. And then you get a left saying, aha, this proves capitalism doesn't work. And it's like, no, actually, the problem is the corruption. Yeah. I don't care who.
Listen, it's not the capitalism. It's the corruption that comes from the capitalism, actually. So 2008 was a hiccup. 2008 was it's the government's fault, actually. Markets never fail us. We fail markets. Markets don't fail us, okay? There's never been a time where capitalism has done anything wrong. It's all our fault. Capitalism is a beautiful, sweet baby child and has never done anything wrong. It's only people's fault, okay? Capitalism doesn't kill people. People kill people.
Who's doing it or why? Corruption bad.
When you use the power of government to destroy your competitors in the quote free market, that's not a free market.
That's not the free market.
That's communism. That's government direct intervention into the free market. That's preventing the market from being able to express itself, from being able to speak for itself. Because usually in the free market, if someone does something good, they get promoted, they get business, they get commerce, they get people going to them because they know that their reputation is good. When you have multinational billionaire elites playing by a different set of rules, not paying taxes, getting subsidies, literally getting taxpayer funded money, getting bailouts and restrictions and rules that punish their competitors and only help them, that is not a free market. We don't have that. We have multinational corporations, globalists, some people call them, that are literally the ones calling the shots, creating policies that screw you over while they get whatever they want for the grabbing.
I'm so happy that you agree with Squid Game. I'm so happy that you agree with Squid Game. To clean it up, I guess, at the very end, capitalism is not some rampant free market where you're able to do whatever, whenever you want, with money and the government doesn't do anything. Capitalism is not when government doesn't do anything and you buy thing and sell thing. That's not what that is. It's private ownership of the means of production. That's what capitalism is. So as long as you have a system based on that, it's a capitalist system. So the things that you're complaining about, corporatism, oligarchies, corruption, all these things that you're complaining about, they are real, they are true, but they're systems of capitalism. Capitalism wants to make as much money as possible. Why in the world would capitalists not use the government to crush their opponents if it makes them more money? That's exactly what they want to do. That's the most capitalist thing to do. That's not communism. Communism isn't when government does anything. His actual belief of what communism is when the government does anything. Oh, now it makes sense why they're so stupid. It's because they have no idea what any of these systems are. Any of them. None. Not one. None. And so I guess it all makes sense now why this is so dumb, because they know so little about politics. Reality can be whatever they want it to be. Oh, I see a show explicitly about accumulation of wealth and you being able to use it to the detriment of other people who are struggling in society, and you can use them as your playthings, and the levels between you two is just so astronomically unimaginable that you are nothing. You are literally nothing to them. You look at that, and then they know what's happening in the real world, and they know what's happening in our country, and they know we live in a capitalist society, but it's not capitalism's fault. It's actually communism at the end of the day, because communism is when government does anything. Wow, that was a ride. Did this start with a Squid Game discussion? I thought we were going to be talking about Squid Game a little bit more. I guess you never know what to expect with Tim and the gang, huh? At least they keep us on our toes. What's been happening recently, man? Wait. I completely forgot. Wait, bring the segment back. We're not done yet. Boy, are we not done yet. Wait, you want to see something? You want to see something really quick? Look at this. Look at it. Grow rich, help others. Look at it. Look at these students. Look at these Indian students holding up face picture, holding up pictures of they're having a parade for Bill Gates. Bro, they're praising him like a god. Thank you, Bill Gates. This is not Squid Game. Squid Game does not exist. It's actually communism, guys. It's actually, little did you guys know, India is a communist country. I pledge allegiance to the Gates. Yeah, this is real. Indian students held a massive celebration in honor of Bill Gates on his birthday. Bill Gates, the philanthropist and co-founder of Microsoft, turned 60 on October 28th. This is back in 2015. And so this is what they did for him. Thank you, Bill Gates. This is actually communism, if you think about it. What an incredible meme. Yeah, the caste system is also communist, yeah.